Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Yo, yeah, I got the wrong thumbnail up there. They do have the suspect in custody. So hold on. I didn't get to change my thumbnail. Ah, shit. Okay, there it is. The words were correct, though, on one part. I just went live really quick. Like Trump was just on like Fox and Friends this morning. And he he said that they got him. It's crazy. So that's good news. All right, so I've updated the thumbnail finally. Yeah, I know the screen's black. I'm busy. All right. All right, there we go. It's a screen, not a screw. Man, can you just be a little bit patient, you guys? You heard I was trying to get a thumbnail going. I mean, come on, you know. Jeez, give me a second. All right. Well, anyways, I had a video that just got. I made a video for members only, and then but it goes to the public at 6 in the morning, so that thing was just available. I don't even know if anybody's even watched the damn thing, and now we got the breaking news. Let's see. Anybody see it? Yeah, no. Maybe it looks like people started to watch it. So I got, yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. Oh well. That was a good video too. But this is more important than that. Yeah, so maybe that information they put out yesterday, I thought they should have put out the video of him walking in the stairwell. They should have put that out too, but I mean, it worked, whatever they did. Right, yeah, so that video I made earlier is just going to collapse. It's not going to make it. I know how it works. That's right now the news will be everybody will want to see the press conference and this stuff right here. That sucks. I should have made it just for the public straight away, but I thought I'd do something for the members, you know, and let them watch it for a few hours. And obviously they didn't watch it too much because it only got like 200 views or so in that time frame. Yeah, the tunnel. Like, no, there isn't one other outlet out there or anybody that figured out that he went through this little tunnel right where just 100 yards or so after he passed the that TMZ surveillance camera. Yeah. See how the name isn't the name that everybody else said it was? Yesterday, everybody kept emailing me this one crazy name of somebody. How do we know that's the name of the person? So, you guys, if you want to get me some coffees here in the morning, that'd be good. You know, we got this. Maybe make up for the lack of anybody watching that video. Let's see. You're saying that's his name? Where are you getting that name from? Hey, Back Bay, why are you such an idiot? You ever ask yourself that question? Ah, jeez. Why are people in here trolling? That guy, what's going on in the chat already this morning? No. If he brought that up, he got it from my channel. That's how they all get it. Why are you bringing up that guy's name, Annalie? How? Can you answer that question? And why isn't that removed from the chat? It's just still sitting there. Jesus Christ. What the hell is wrong with you? Come on, mods. I mean, Jesus. You're supposed to remove those comments like that. Oh, well, if he named it, it's got to be correct. That guy's an idiot. He's one of the dumbest, one of the... I don't know, man. He goes out and he's an active, like he's always around and stuff like that. But the guy is, you know, if you ever looked him up on the side, you'd kind of see. Let's see. Yeah, it might be the name of the person. Yeah, so when you see stuff like that, and you know, make sure to delete it. Yeah, if you'd named like a news outlet, it would have meant something. Not saying he doesn't know, that's not the name of the person. But that guy is one of the least trustworthy people on the entire internet. Alright, just letting you know. Hey, thanks Paul Ayers and Kaz and my Vespa.
This is the $20 that back that 22 wanted to send.
I'm looking up that name that you put in there. And how old is the person? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so I wonder what the motive of this person is then. Well, it's coming up. I don't know. This is the, you know, there's a screen right here. It's supposed to be anytime soon. Well, how do we know? That's amazing because that's the age that everybody thought he was at the beginning. 22 years old. Isn't that weird? Yeah, how do you know this stuff, Shannon? Is it in an article somewhere? Can you send me an article that shows that instead of a YouTuber? Yeah, we know he's in custody. That's why I'm doing a show right now, Shannon. Yep. Hey, thanks, Tara. And that's what my title says, that he's in custody. Suspect in custody. It's not a question mark on there. Didn't Trump just... I don't know what he said. He said that he was just on Fox and Friends and said an arrest is made. I just happened to turn it on and I came in here. Okay. I'm just trying to get the show moving here. That's why I'm in here. You know, I just happened to see it and I go, oh my God, we gotta go live. So I'm in here. You know, it's really early in the morning for me. It's 5:58 or something when I got up over here after going to bed at 1 because I put the video out later. Let's see what CBS says. President Trump said on Fox News Friday that a suspect in the deadly shooting of Charlie Kirk is in custody. I just saw him right at the end of that. FBI and local officials are expected to brief the public on the investigation. Everybody thinks they're all sleuthing, going, oh, he's 22, he's 22. Let's just wait and see how old he is. We have no idea. Conservative activist and Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk died Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm just trying to read through this stuff here. We already know all this information. If I go on to Twitter, okay, so like his family called police, sounds like. Turned in by family members, Trump says. Well, that's good, you know. Those are the kind of family members that you wish everybody else was like, you know. Not like, oh, we got, like, you know. You've seen all the other family members. These ones are the ones that said this is a heinous act by our kid, unfortunately, but we got to turn him in. Okay, the suspect arrested and accused of killing. So now they have a name in here. That's the name, Tyler Robinson, right here on NBC News. You know, like, what's his face isn't, like, he didn't come up with the name, you guys. You guys make it seem like, you know, that guy's like the guy, he knows, oh, you know, JLR's got it all dialed in. He's in top of the investigation. It's in news articles, right? Good Lord. The suspect arrested and accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk has been identified as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. 5 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter told NBC News. President Donald Trump on Fox News this morning, I think with a high degree of certainty we have him. NBC News sources have confirmed the arrest and said a family member of the suspect turned him into police. The FBI has offered a reward of up to $100,000. Can the family get the $100,000? That'd be kind of an odd situation, right? How does the family get the situation? I mean, how does the family get the the reward of $100,000? NBC, and it says authorities said they recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle in the shooting from a wooded area. Yeah. So, anyways, there you go. I'm just looking up his name, though. Is he from, like, Salt Lake or something? I'd like to know where he lives. Does he live right in that general area, then? Yes, father gets the million. What do you mean, million? That's bull. That is absolute crap. That means that you cannot allow the family member to get the money.
Thanks for covering
this okay.
Case.
There's no
people doing this kind of diabolical shit.
Well, thanks, Timothy Cecil. There is no way in hell the family should get a nickel for turning him in. Don't you guys agree with that? That's disgusting. You would start having families going, yeah, we're not doing too well. Hey, why don't you go out and shoot somebody? We'll hide you, and then we'll, you know, somewhere, and then we'll come forward and go, oh, we turned you in, and we'll get the money. I mean, that's ridiculous. There's no way. If they give the money to that family, there's something awfully wrong with the system here. Complete crap. Yeah, is that where he lives? St. George, Utah? All right. Convince the family. Yeah, we read that, or we already talked about that. They should give the cash to charity, not to family. Right. Well, I mean, I thought it would be okay if you gave it to somebody who, you know, did a tip and turned him in, because that's what they're for. But, like, to give it to a family member for tipping him in, really? Well, did the pastor... I don't know. See, the family is the one that went to the pastor and said, hey, we think our son did it. If the pastor was the one, yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm kind of grumpy and tired because I got up way earlier. I went to bed at like 1 because I put that video out that nobody's going to watch now. And then I got up and, I just happened to turn the TV on because my wife just went to work. And I thought I'd just check, see what's going on. And Trump was just ending the interview and said, and then they mentioned how there was a suspect in custody. So I just jumped up out of bed and ran in here and went on, tried to do as fast as I could for all the freaks, You guys we've been following this one. With Leo Terrell? Yeah, well, okay. But I'm talking about like how it was turned in. Someone familiar to him would, I know, the thing is he looks so, I think that's why I think they should have immediately released well, maybe not immediately, but yesterday they should have released the video of him walking in the stairwell, not the single still frames. Just show the video. That's how you can. Yeah. Read what Zozo typed in the chat there. That's real. Okay. That's why it's like, it's cool, like, I like how he gets out and he runs around and he does stuff. But that guy is not somebody you want to, bank your life on or trust in any certain way at all. And he likes to pilfer other people's information and pretend it's his own. So, whatever you want to do, you can believe whatever the hell you want. But all right, well, great news, though. Man, this is, it kind of felt like they were onto something yesterday. He actually is like a Guinness Book of World Records. Sometime I was watching your presentation earlier and then saw you were live and switched over. Yeah, so if you guys want, you can watch later. I don't think they're going to go into the detail that I put into that video earlier. So after the show's over, make sure to watch that video because it, like a 17-minute video, it pretty much breaks down exactly what was going on. The thing is, after the murders, he never went back in the building. After the murder, he never went back in the building, right? So everything else is before. Every single other shot that they've got is inside the building on the way to committing the homicide, the murder of Charlie Kirk. Because he shot and then he jumped off the end of the building and he ran away. And we have all the surveillance footage from, I went over it like in the video, but it's pretty cool. We got it all just totally dialed in. And I'm kind of wondering where he parked that car because this is kind of the area where I think he was sort of interested in going back to. Let me turn on the audio, make sure there's volume so I can hear something. But this is where the surveillance shot was right here. At 11:48 in the morning, he's walking by from over here going this direction. Then he walks down over here. He goes inside this tunnel here. And then from there, he's sort of underneath the university complex, walking around, makes his way up the stairs at some point right there. And he goes to right here, and he shoots Charlie Kirk. And then just that quickly, he ran just like this, around the back of that, just like that, and then hung from down onto this ledge here, jumped to the ground, then ran from there to the street, and then from there he crossed the street, put the rifle inside this wooded area here, and then he made his way back over this direction and ran down here, and that's why I think this area here is likely where the vehicle, or something like that. I don't know if it could be anywhere over there, but that's where he was heading. All right, so that's it. I mean, isn't that crazy how you can just, it's all completely just down to that level there? Of course, TMZ doesn't let us see the crucial time frame of him running back because they like to zoom in on pixels. So we could have seen that the crime was already over and he was running over here by 12:30 or something, you know, running right there. That would have been nice to know, but we don't get to know that because they like to zoom in on pixels. And yes, you guys, if you'd like to help support the channel with an early morning coffee or anything, that would be awesome. So make sure you go watch the full video that I put out earlier after this is over, okay? Of course, that probably won't be interesting. Everybody want to watch videos on the background of the shooter, etc., etc., etc. They already done said no matter who this. They already done said. What do you mean you done? What do you mean done said? I don't get it. Let's see. Your video on the crime has been phenomenal. I've watched them each several times and have shared them with everyone. Hey, very cool, very cool. Thank you.
Chewbacca?
Thank you, Patricia Grizo and Shadney
507 watching
Y.
and only 193 likes. It's free to hit the like button.
Chewbacca?
Really enjoying your coverage of the Coburger case and Kirk assignation.
Well, thank you. I'm just like I just woke up and threw a hat on and I'm in here. Hey, thank you very much, Patricia Grizo and Shadna Wise. I'll turn the notification thing off here. But anyways, isn't that crazy how sort of simple this really is? How this guy pulled this off? He must. I guarantee you that the shooter has been on this roof before and mapped out the whole thing and just reenacted it. The only thing he, probably hadn't done before maybe is jump off this roof over here. But he knew he could do it. He probably practiced something similar to that and then he just got the hell out of there. But man, it's really weird just to look at it. When we saw this surveillance footage here from TMZ, and then when we saw the surveillance footage from TMZ, and then when I found the little tunnel here, I was just amazed. I was like, oh my God, that's so simple. Like he's walking right here. I mean, how far is that even? I don't even think that's maybe 200 yards maybe. Let's see. That's probably longer than I thought. 214 yards. So he just walks right over there, goes right inside that tunnel, and that's where we start seeing those images. The image we see, he's just walking up one stairwell, and there's one other image that maybe is close to after this tunnel entrance. And then, other than that, we see him going up a set of stairs, and that might be how he got to the level where the other set of stairs was that goes up to the roof. But he probably knew exactly how to get there from there. Thank you, Mushy Mystic. Raise an absolute sleuth among pretenders. Yeah, the thing is, we actually figured a lot of stuff out. The thing is you get images out there. So everybody's out there helping, putting stuff out, images and stuff like that. And what I do is I sort of collate stuff and put it together in a rational way that makes sense, so you actually figure out what the hell's happening, right? So a lot of people, they get excited about a piece and they go, ooh, look at this, yeah, and they just show it really quick. They don't have any idea what it means in context, and they just want to get it out there really quick, where I like to get it and sort of put it in the puzzle to tell the story. And I think that's what makes my channel more unique than others. And we really try to get the granular information.
Check 1 2.
Right?
Check 1 2. Check mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6. We're hoping to get at least a 3-minute warning when they start walking, but we haven't got that yet. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Everybody good? 1, 2, 3,
Hey,
4,
thanks,
5,
Jake.
6. Good?
I think a lot of people are starting to feel like I do. You know, forget the being worried about where you're at and what you're saying. You just gotta stick up for what's right and true. What is that, Zoza? Oh, the number counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5. Why does it make his dad a garbage? I don't know what his dad does. Is his dad somebody that... Oh, there he is. How do we... Are you sure that's the suspect photo? Whoever sent that to me? And it does look exactly like the guy. I mean, how old is... I mean, a vet, he's so young. Well, you looked it up on Facebook. What does that mean? If you looked it up on Facebook... Well,
So still no official word on the start
link.
time.
Yeah,
We will try to give at least a 5-minute warning on that, but we'll do our best on that. So
send me a link, Lil D. And where did you get the image, Eric? See, that I told you guys this. I don't just throw it out there because somebody said it. All right. So send me a link with where you got it from, etc. Now, it looks just like the person, but if you want to send me the... Do you have his Facebook account, Zozo? You're good at finding those. Maybe you can send me that. Yeah, I mean, this looks like him. He's got the same kind of shoes on. They're a little different color, but... Yeah, but why? I'm not going to show it to you until I know, you know? That's why I don't like it when people just go, hey, Gray, here's a... And it's like, you know, what, you just want me to throw a picture of some random person's face out? And let's say it wasn't him. His name is Tyler Robinson, Tyler Robinson, 22, from, you know, in Utah somewhere. His father's a sheriff. Jesus. All right. So you guys are saying that that's him. This guy right there. I mean, it looks just like the guy in the image. He's got the same shoes and everything. I don't know. I haven't verified that that's him. This guy here looks nothing like that guy. I mean, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. All right, let's see. And now the conspiracies are going to come in. It's just so, it's so weird how people just can't accept something. Yeah, see, this is just some random, you know, like, who is this website here, you know? See, that other shot doesn't even look like him. Hey, thanks, Sommer. Coverage and work on this case and every case. Your videos and animations really help me. Thanks, Mark Walters. Yeah, it kind of, you know, has a goofy, doofy, you know, look at nothing on the walls again. Kind of a Koberger vibe, you know. It's like, Jesus, these guys are... Thank you, Mark Walters. The one photo looks nothing like the dude at all. Yeah, I don't know if that one that you sent, I don't know if that's him. I don't understand that one. So, yeah. There's like one photo in that group that you sent that didn't look like him whatsoever. In the post, the one that Eric sent. I mean, it could be him. Yeah, I don't know, man. That doesn't look like him. I mean, it might have been a different time when he had brown hair or something. Definitely has the low ears, though, you know. And thanks for Pause for the coffee. All right, let's see. Nope. New photo shows. It's like Cedar News. I mean, who's that? You know, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. It's not shocking if that's the person, but yeah, that looks like him. Zozo looks like the same name. I mean, it looks like the same person. But is that from a Facebook page? All right. Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't be shocked at all if that's him. But that one image doesn't look a lot like him, but I guess if his hair was changed, I'm not sure why that picture's in that grouping. It doesn't seem like it's... I mean, it could be the same guy. Different color hair, no hat on. Is there an actual Facebook page of the person? Yeah. I've seen dozens of photos online, and many of the photos are definitely not the same person. Right. I could not find a Facebook page. Let's see. Oh, God. Here come the conspiracy. Yeah, it's just once they got his name, then they're going to start saying, oh, look, he worked for BlackRock. He's got this, blah, 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 because it just isn't good enough to find somebody and, you know, get the information. It's always the same. And it always makes it frustrating for people like me because I'm putting it together in a logical way where it actually shows what happened. But people are more interested in this other, you know, ooh, man, he does this. Oh, God, look at this, look at this, look at this. I mean, who knows? I think there is, at some, you know, in some of these cases, something else going on that we're not aware of, like in the, Thomas Crooks, for example. Well, we don't know anything about that guy. This is so similar to that, it's scary. This case, I mean, not only that, just the surveillance footage, you know, the guy running on the roof behind there, and, you know, grainy image, it's very similar. Yeah, so his name is Tyler Robinson. And this is, okay, so this is, what's going on? Too many links. I gotta just focus on what I'm doing. Alright, so we don't really have his Facebook page. So he must have a page out there somewhere that people are getting images from. Just a second. Right there. Oh, see, now I just lost wherever the hell that was. Alright. So I guess that might be the mom. Happy birthday to my Tyler Man 19. This is 2022. So it'd be 2022. This boy made my mama watching him become an awesome human. Yeah, he's freaking great, man. He's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think the green shirted guy is the same as the other guy, as well. It's the same person. Maybe not the one with the sandy brown hair. I don't know what that one was. Let's see. Huh. Yeah, one of the theories I had is that he's somebody that he argued with at one point at one of the, like a campus or something. Don't know. I guess we'll find out here in a little bit. There's no audio here at all. He's somebody that he debated with. Heading to bed in 10. That's right, it's so late over there. Hey, thanks, Zozo. That is just crazy that someone actually said that in this chat, that Charlie advocated it. Advocated what? Yeah, these idiots, they come forward and they say stuff because he said something like lives will be lost or something to protect the Second Amendment. Meaning like, people will shoot people, but the Second Amendment needs to still be in place. And they think somehow that means that Charlie Kirk should be shot. That's just logic, That's logic. Nobody in here should believe in removing the Second Amendment. Okay? It's there for a reason, and a good one. All right? But the people who want to remove guns are the ones that really are sort of behind not having guns so that people can actually protect themselves. And what the main purpose was for to be able to fight against a tyrannical government. That's what the actual reason is. So if you want to get rid of those, that means you're sort of looking forward to something like that. We're saying about Charlie today. Yeah, it's just, these people are disgusting people, you guys. And I don't know what happened to our country and the ability to sort of recognize that a good man was killed way before his prime even. I mean, this guy, he was likely going to be a president of the United States. The movement that he had swelling behind him with the youth and how loved he was from everybody would have just kept growing. These people would have supported him, and it's just sucks, And to be honest with you, I when I watched him, I thought this guy's amazing, and I watched some stuff. I didn't realize and how absolutely great in totality this person was until after he was shot. But I knew how, I always knew, like, oh man, this guy is awesome. He's obviously really high caliber. He's, with the president all the time. He is doing I knew he did Turning Point USA, all that kind of stuff. I just didn't realize how the gravity, the thousands of people that were starting to show up to his rallies. Unbelievable. I think that's something, a lot of us, I guess it was probably more known even with the youth. He did change their mindsets because he would argue with them and they had nothing to say back, and they were like, you know what, Jesus. And he's probably like, it's okay to think differently and change your mind. And that person's gone now. So now the universities can start pumping their madness again into people with no alternatives. So Turning Point needs to quickly you know, keep some kind of a momentum going, and it must be very difficult because now you're going to be nervous at every turn that somebody might shoot you. Yeah, but it's not like when you say watching the roof, this isn't a political, it's just Charlie Kirk giving a speech on a campus. This isn't like you need a SWAT tactical team all over the place looking and monitoring. That isn't what this should have been, you know. It's Charlie Kirk giving a speech on a campus. So I think we're over, you know, getting too upset about the... Hold on. About the security there. They were all over the place. All right, it's playing again. I think it was stopped for a moment there. Now it's moving. Thank you, Miss Marple. And thank you guys. Thank you very much for all your generosity. Helps you know, keep the channel going. If you're new to my channel, we've actually... My channel's donated $260,000 in the last 5 years to various true crime-related charities. We also have a DNA fund where we identify Jane and John Does and criminals that are, you know, like long lost, you know, in the past. We have a scholarship fund. We've already given out, we're up to $18,000 in that one. We have given over $30,000 to 3 different charities. Texas EquiSearch, RAIN, which is Violence Against Women, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So that's over almost 100,000 there. So we've really made a massive difference here, and I just take a large portion of the income each month and do that. Of course, you know, you guys support the channel as well. I do videos to augment that with ad revenue. Then we do these live streams. People support the channel. Hey, look at that! It's The Broken Scout. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just gifted 5 memberships out there. So when you're watching the show, if you want to help support the channel, continue on with what we're doing, that would be awesome. Here is the number is 260,500, and we're at 31,551 this year. So not too bad, not too bad. Or misconstrued. I don't know what quotes you're talking about, Zozo. You know. So when you say the quote, or who are you talking about? Charlie Kirk? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Candace Owens maybe is a choice. Nah. Yeah. Candace Owens, on a drop of a dime, will turn into a conspiracy nutter. We need somebody that's normal. You know. She's just. I used to love Candace Owens. But her little Harvey Weinstein, her weird little genetic investigations and stuff, she's just lost it, man. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, Ginger. She lost the plot. Maybe Charlie Kirk's death will snap her back into reality. Unfortunately, I mean, you know, so many people watch her shows, so it's like she spreads this stuff, and it's scary. I hate that kind of crap.
Hello, hello, testing, testing. Hi, everyone. We are 4 minutes out from starting the press conference. Thank you.
All right. Well, here we go, you guys. I mean, I would love to love Candace Owens again. You guys. I would. I wish you could hear me say that. You sent me a link of the Twitter. No, that's him in the middle, right? And this one? That guy? I wonder what event that is. Yep, that looks like him right there. Yep. Hold on.
just for now. Now, you didn't, whoever you are, Sarah, you didn't send anything in my... Oh, here's some Facebook. Well, how come you didn't send me the Facebook? So I can just go look it up. Thought you may want to try saving some pics. You didn't send me anything in your email. It's just an email with no links or anything. Watch, you'll start hearing everybody always types in, things just don't add up. Things are, yeah. Everything adds up. You know, this has been, when I've been watching it, it just seems like, yep, there's a lone shooter, came in, got on a roof, shot, got the hell out of Dodge. That's what's happening here. Now, whether or not there's some other thing behind the scenes, you know, we don't know. Hey, thank you up there to K in Maine and Sarah Y. Hey, so Sarah, send me, yeah, there you go, you sent it, okay. All right, so here is the, so that's the mother, okay. Like, is this whole family, They probably already shut his Facebook page down prior to the arrest, I would imagine. Like before they turned him in, they probably turned it off. Ah, no, nope, you did. It's not there. So his mom doesn't have him as a friend, so he's out of there. Okay, I'm just looking at the mother's page there. She's what do you mean you can't add up? Great, do you mean if the doctor is a lone guy or sent in as a shooter? What do you mean the doctor? The shooter? Yeah, it's just a shooter. By himself. He went in, shot, and he left. What do you mean, do I mean what? If the shooter is a lone guy or sent in as a shooter for a group. I never said he was sent in by a group. I said he's a lone shooter. Now, whether or not there is some other involvement with other people, we don't know. But doesn't he just appear to be like he's going in by himself? He's walking down the street. He's really similar to me to Thomas Crooks. Like, literally... like another clone almost of Thomas Crooks running around like a nut job. I don't see any pictures on there. Somebody said that he was on Twitter or something like that. Don't see that. And I don't see any quotes. Somebody said they had quotes or something. Don't see any of those. So. Oh, really, Steve? Hey, thanks, Steve. Hey, everybody, listen. The suspect is Tyler Robinson. Steve just let us all know. Thank you, Steve. We were all just locked in a closet until you came in. I really appreciate it. Let's see. He looks like a naive kid. He looks like a psycho kid to me. Hey, everybody, breaking news, everybody. Suspect in custody. Suspect in custody, everybody. Breaking news. Breaking news, everybody. Suspect in custody. Super Smart got 96 and 98 on SAT. I don't know where you're getting that from. Let's see. You're so mean, Gray. Needed some morning sarcasm. Yeah. You know, you got to get some laughter going in here. I'll tell you the funniest one is this one. When people go, hey, I'm back, everybody. I'm back. When they come back to a chat, they say, hey, I'm back, everybody. And I always go, yes, we were all waiting. As a matter of fact, the show was paused until you came back. Thank you. Whoa. Because we were all just sitting here waiting. And when you came back, we can start up again. Okay, now, here, let's. Where did we stop at when you left? Let's see. I know it's a right-wing nut job. You're crazy, RM. Did you miss me? Right. I'm never watching you again. That's right. This thing should be starting any minute now. I mean, this 4 minutes ago was, I think 4 minutes ago. The Dead Zone. That's a great movie, man. You should be listening to the background crowd. Yeah, maybe we should call that the dead zone in between. When somebody goes, I'm back, you say, yeah, we were in the dead zone when you were gone. Now we're back. Hey, cool. Summertime. One thing that's a reality is the very far right and the far left kind of overlap a little bit. So that is something that's true, that they're just these nut jobs that are, the ones that are way out there, survivalist, crappy, and then the far left, they have sort of a kind of a, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying there's a certain element that you go so far in one direction, like a circle, right? So let's say you had a circle, and one circle goes around clockwise, and the other circle goes around left counterclockwise. At some point on the back end over there, they meet in radicalism on the farthest way. But the thing is I haven't seen any political, like the stuff that's going on right now, I haven't seen on the right, He's Antifa? What do you mean? What are you talking about, RN? Those people are hardcore lefties. You got about one more comment in you, RM, and we're going to have to get you going here. You're not somebody that's a rational thinker. You're just somebody that's an agitator. Zozo's from Melbourne. Little D said, I'm back. What did I miss? Is the suspect in custody? Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen. At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits.
Wow. Oh, Jesus.
I know there's been speculation
What an
as
idiot.
well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well.
What a great press conference so
And
far.
I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this?" ? Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch! ! Up arrow symbol, right arrow.
Yeah,
and,
he's a right-winger,
symbol,
all
and
right.
3 down arrow symbols.
But you idiot.
A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
That's the wrong post.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m. where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise,
I kept that pretty
thanks
secret.
to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver it to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great, and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard.
He was like,
Sheriff,
oops, I
I got a
forgot to
solid 90
mention.
minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here.
Well,
Ladies and
Sarah,
gentlemen,
you're the one that kind of started it all, so just your
I get the microphone.
outrage
so,
of
I
him
hope
saying
you'll
Valhalla
permit me
is why
a
everybody's
moment just to
talking about
share
it now.
a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country. And violence is tragic everywhere, and every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk, but it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody and will be charged soon and will be held accountable. And yet, all of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. You know, this bad stuff happens. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But
yeah, they gave great details earlier. I want you to
look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire.
Right.
There was no violence.
Right.
There were vigils and prayers and people coming together.
Compare that to some of the other
humanity.
Cities around.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes. Because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country.
Turning point USA.
But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country. And he said, I'm not optimistic. He said, I hate optimism. Like, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful. And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism.
I don't know, Maggie Carp. I don't like your comments.
Is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Governor, can you please speak to whether the suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Tyler Robinson, when he turned himself in?
I cannot speak to that right now.
Governor, how do you interpret the agreement on casing?
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not. And by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself.
Governor, you indicated that he had been communicating.
Please.
This level of hatred that this person expressed in the dinner. Beyond that, is there anything in your view that you discovered that may have radicalized or changed him to prompt him to commit such a horrific?
There's nothing more that we can share at this time.
Governor,
Yeah,
you indicated that he had been communicating with a friend on Discord about the gun. Do you anticipate any more arrests?
We do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests.
Do you believe he acted alone?
Yes, but the investigation is ongoing.
Told you.
Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that he was taken into custody, that his family and a friend helped to deliver him into custody of law enforcement in Washington County. For those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they
Family turned him in, but they were
already
already kind of narrowing him in.
I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah. So how we obtained the gun? The gun was found here. So I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County.
Is he talking with authorities and did he discuss a loading?
I'm sorry? We don't have any information that would lead us to believe that. Yes, in fact, it was just released. Yes.
Talking with authorities and did he discuss a motive?
I can't answer that right now. Yeah, thank you. Over here. I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history. Yes. The question is, what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? Look, I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature, this feels a lot like the late 60s, and having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets. We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, we're getting together, the Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be, I mean, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there. But this is our moment. Do we escalate, or do we find an off-ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Could we clarify that the release of those enhanced images that APM and timeline that Director Patel gave us
led to the arrest at 10 p.m.? Is there a direct connection between those two events?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
One more thing, Governor. Could you just clarify the clothing issue you mentioned earlier? Was he changing outfits?
Correct. Yes, yes. So, so when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Last question here. Yes.
That's interesting. So that's what was in the backpack, the clothes.
Yeah. So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County, in the southernmost part of our state. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I will just say, process-wise, this may be important. I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to figure out, so he's 22, his mom would be what, like 50, maybe? Trying to figure out where he lived. Anyways, there's people in the chat that are just trying to agitate. They're not trying to have a conversation, They're just trying to be idiots. So you're just, we don't have time for that. Gray, they just have a different opinion. No, that isn't what it is. Yeah, I can't find the where they live, I don't know how old the mother is. Maybe she's like 40. I mean, maybe she's 39 and he's 22, maybe. Could that be what it is? There's also Salt Lake City, maybe this one. There, let me check. Maybe 43, that kind of makes sense. Although that one I don't see. All right. Yeah. So I think his car was probably parked over in this area. And then maybe that's how he probably, that exact thing that we were talking about, he drove up and then got onto a freeway. Like he probably, from this little community here, he probably drove up like this and then went under and then back on the freeway, maybe to get down to wherever the hell he's from. Hey guys, we've had a massive lull this morning, so if you have the ability to help support the channel, that would be awesome. Now, so it's way over here. Wow. He lives clear down here in this Washington County. No way. He lives in where does he live? He doesn't live in Washington County. And there's no way. That's like. That's so far away. So he drove a long hundreds of miles to get there? That's crazy. Wow. I mean, that's a long ways away. That's wild. Jeez, so way down there, huh? And it's not like, it doesn't seem like a very populated area. Like it's just sort of a. Did they say what town it was? I've already mapped the whole timeline out. I've got it all. We don't have enough information to map out, you know, like what street he was on when he changed clothes or anything. I've got all the timeline from when he was there. I've gone over it. I made a video today. Go watch it. It's the most accurate video that there is out there. Well, I can't find the address of the parents for some reason. Oh, no, and which would lead to his address. You know, let's see, 43. Oh wait, this might be it. Well, this says Orem though. And then Cedar. No, this might be it. Utah, Washington. It said. So hold on, let me check. We just have to get his name. What was his first name again? The kid? Tyler, right? Is that it? Ah, got it. I found it. I found the location. So I found the kid, Tyler J. Robinson, as a relative of this person. So now I do have the address. And here it is right there. In St. George. At this house right there. All right, now this is good because I'm going to look up some. I have this website that I can look up crazy shit on this guy. And sometimes it pops up with stuff, sometimes it doesn't. So let's see. Let me go back. So there's Tyler. All right, guys, we're dead as a doornail in here, so we need to see if we can get some more channel memberships. That would be awesome. Unless, I mean, I can take off and go do something else right now. Unless you want me to stay around, I can go back to sleep. Wow, so he doesn't even have any phone numbers or anything associated with him. So I guess I can't do anything with that. He has no phone numbers, no email addresses or anything in this on Ben Verified. Pretty crazy. Almost never see that. Hey, there's DRP4, gifted a membership. Thank you. Did he live at home with his father? Well, they said, yeah, they say he lived at home. I think. I mean, that's how they kind of worded it. I mean, we can go back and listen to the first portion of that press conference. Maybe that would be interesting, because that's when he gave out all the critical information. Wow, he looks different in that picture. So look at that one. He looks older and different. See that? That's the arrest image. That can't be him, Gray. It's got to be a body double. Thanks, Summertime and Wildlife Lover. All right, I'm going to open up that press conference again here in a second. If I can find it. Okay, there it is. Hey, thanks for gifting those memberships, you guys. PJ, Gloria Batari.
On the evening,
Director Kash Patel.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th.
Oh, 8:29. Well, that's interesting. So that means he drove by and then he parked off campus somewhere. I wonder if at 8:29 is when he went in and did his scouting. Although 8:29, yeah, because 8:20 the shooting didn't happen until 12:23, and then you see him walking at 11:48. So that might be when he did his scouting that day, earlier. So he gets there at 8:29, walks around, and figures everything out. That's pretty interesting because he was there for 3 hours prior to him walking by that surveillance footage,
in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member.
He could have, but he was there 3 hours earlier, KSIN, so you can't rule out what I just said, so you're a little, nah. Because here's what people do. They have something in their mind, and then once you say something that contradicts what they say based on what you just heard, they get, nope, it's what I thought. The thing is I've thought that he went there multiple times too prior, but now we know he was there 3 hours before. So that would definitely give him time to walk around and look at stuff and do it. So now we don't know. It could be that day he planned to do this. And he planned before, but that day he's when he scouted it out 3 hours early, and then he made his move. Okay, definitely something possible now, because if not, why wouldn't he just show up at like 11, pull over there, he knew exactly what he's going to do, etc. All right. Now, don't be so childish when somebody, you say something. It's like
Robinson, who
ridiculous.
stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member.
Let me go back here again.
When encountered in person by the incident. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information.
And by the way, I was pretty happy with this press conference. I think they gave out plenty of information. This is kind of how they should be.
That Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. Investigators reviewed additional
829
video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes.
So that means he got there, got out of his car, and walked around wearing that clothing. That's how they can see.
When encountered in person by investigators in Washington.
And by the way, yeah, so that's another thing. He drove like a 4-hour drive, you know, so it seems almost more likely that he shows up there on the day of instead of driving 4 hours and then 4 hours back on another date, you know.
County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner.
And guess what? See, this is the thing. He's talking about fascist, you know, and this is the term that the left media uses, okay? So I'm sorry if it offends you out there, lefties, that are watching on the show. Is Gray still going to talk about it? Yeah, I am going to talk about it. I want to say the F word right now, but every freaking day on CNN, MSNBC, NBC, all of them, they refer to other people like Charlie Kirk or Trump and everybody as fascist. I mean, what a joke. You know what it is? They're looking at themselves in the mirror. That's exactly what they're doing, all right? They're labeling people that to shut them down, and look what happens, man. You have these people out there that think to themselves, wow, they're a new Hitler that's coming. I'd be doing the world a great service by doing this. Because they're sold that. I mean, like if CNN says that somebody is a fascist, oh my God, they're a fascist. Oh, Jesus, they're like Hitler. And you're just a regular person out there, you're going to think, oh my God, they must know something I don't. This is incredible, everybody. We can't allow another Hitler to come in. See? And that's what the danger of that kind of rhetoric is. It's freaking nuts, you guys. I mean, and you guys accept it. All of you guys on the left there, oh, but he is so great. But he is. I mean, he's sending troops in to D.C. Get over yourselves, man. You're an absolute embarrassment. My God. You got crime all the hell over the place. I bet you the people in D.C. welcome having some troops in there to get rid of the shit that's going on.
Prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk.
Who cares? Hey, Jack, when you say the right hits on... No, they don't. They don't hit on gays at all. They don't do that at all. And they don't hit on trans people. What the right does is say, listen, we don't believe women or men should compete in women's sports. You can be whatever the hell you want to be, but you're not going to compete in women's sports, and you're not going to, take over things that women did because you claim that you identify as being a female. That's what they say. I mean, so people like you lie all the time. You always invent shit that they go after this and they go after that. That's garbage. And I haven't heard an attack on a gay person by anybody on the right. I don't even remember ever hearing that. So you can just go F yourself, okay?
Was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
God damn.
The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits.
Yes, I mean, it's so weird that he would say, hey, I changed. Like he's actually conversing with this friend. Why didn't the friend come forward? I guess I would look at that friend as saying, well, why didn't you come forward? You know, you knew that he's the shooter. He's telling you all these different things and where he put the gun, etc. I mean, isn't that obstruction of justice?
I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle.
What was it, Gray Dodge Challenger? Is that what he said?
Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read,
like a cop car.
"Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao."
Yeah, so that Bella Ciao, I looked it up during the, it's a reference to Nazi, like a, hold on a second. It was, shit. Now when you look it up, it only pops up with, it was like the resistance, yeah, so it was an Italian resistance song dedicated to the partisans of the Italian resistance who fought against the occupying troops of Nazi Germany. See how this rhetoric by the left, CNN, MSNBC, all these people who bring that up, are in the comments that he made to other people. That somehow, you know, Trump is a fascist. I mean, have you guys ever even looked that word up? I mean, he isn't one. It's insane, you guys. Pure insanity.
Oh, ciao, ciao. And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together.
Hey, thanks.
Local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring.
No, it wasn't that Sky person. I that's why I never put that shit on the show, you guys. Because it's not that person. You know? People go, ooh, ooh, look at this, ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's ridiculous. All right? We don't know what this guy, I mean, he obviously is a left winger, based on his comments. So we don't know what the hell, you know, if he has any other sort of political leanings or something like that, but that's what this guy is. He's using the same rhetoric that the left uses on a daily basis to describe Republicans.
Justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson.
I'd love to know where they think he parked the car. You know, that would sort of be helpful for our timeline. I mean, that is nuts that he drove all the way down. Look at Utah. I mean, so here's Utah. He's in the farthest southwest corner, and then way up there. I mean, that's hundreds of miles. Let's just see. Let me just go from there to. It's a little bit off, but you know, in terms of miles, probably like 300 miles, I would think, driving. It's way up there. And he drove all the way up there, and then this north-south oriented. This is what it looks like. The campus was over here, and this is where the surveillance shot was. I almost want to just draw the entire route now. Let's try to do that. Oops. Ah, crap. Look how far. Let me see. Does it work if I cut it? Oh, yeah. See, it got that fixed. They used to have a problem. If you cut, it would just freeze the whole program. All right. And paste it in there. Oh, good. Earlier he came up. I don't know if he came up there any days earlier, summertime. We just talked about that. For like 5 minutes. He got there at 8:30 in the morning, so that could easily be when he went there to scout it out. Maybe he did what I do on Google Earth, looked around, and then he went there. I don't know if he had to figure out. I mean, it seems likely that he'd been there before, because it would be kind of complicated to get there. He may have been there multiple times. But, because how did he know to go through the tunnel and then make his way around? He may have just been looking around how to get to various places, maybe. But it seems like he would have had to have kind of known how to do that, because he went through this tunnel right there. I'm still probably the only one that's even talking about that, right? This tunnel. I don't know why people, it's just sort of like, I think that's an interesting element that, so what we have is like this. And he comes down the street like this, and then he likely cuts across and then goes into this tunnel here, right there. And then makes his way underneath, and then at some point goes up some stairs. And that would be right over here. So he went up some stairs. Those aren't the ones we see in the images. The stairs he went up are probably, let's see, so he goes in right there. And then, there's probably just various stairs and so forth that he has to go in to get to places. But eventually makes it to this staircase and goes up to the roof. And then at 12:23, he shoots Charlie Kirk from right here. Just sends a bullet that direction, boom, and hits him. And then from the top of the roof over here, he ran like this. He runs over there, just like this, around, over this direction. Then he goes down the side of this building. He jumps off. Then he runs around over here like this. And then he crosses the street. And then he puts the rifle in this wooded area there. Then he makes his way back to his vehicle. From here, he maneuvers through there and makes it to here. And he runs back down this direction. Likely, and what I said on my videos is he went to a place of interest, either a vehicle or he lives in that area. So obviously now we know it's the gray Dodge Charger that he had parked somewhere over here. Was it in this parking lot right there? Very well could have been. I mean, look, this is a place we talked about originally. There's this, I don't know if it's a church right here, but he could have just parked his car right there, walked right here by the camera, and that's why he's making this maneuver down here, because he's going somewhere in this square that I drew here. There isn't a reason. If his car was parked, for example, anywhere up here, he wouldn't have gone down like this. He would have just cut across and made his way up somehow to his vehicle, he wouldn't have gone down like that. So he could have been parked right there. And that almost seems like a pretty likely scenario. But he was on campus too. So it makes you wonder where he parked at 8:29 in the morning. And so, I mean, it's pretty basic what he did, you guys. Honestly, he drove there. He walked, went through the tunnel. He knew how to get to the roof from there. And he wanted to be sort of off surveillance cameras that are outside as quick as possible. So he enters into that tunnel. And then he's walking around. And then eventually, you know, however he planned it out, he was able to get up on the roof. He shoots, runs across the roof, jumps off, hides the weapon for some reason. And, I mean, what an idiot for doing that, you know, by the way. And it's just, why wouldn't you just make your way to your car with it and take off and drive all the way back home? So, but they already knew who they were dealing with, who the shooter was. They were able to track him around. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to take off. Doesn't seem like your comments are related to anything that I'm saying. So that's when it's time to call it a day. All right, we'll probably see you guys a little bit later. I'm sure there'll be lots of leaks of different pieces of information, etc. Thank you guys for your generosity. Thanks, My Vespa, Kaz, Paul Ayers, Tara, Raven, 187, Timothy Cecil, Patricia Grizo, Shadna Wise, Mushy Mystic, Mark Walters. Yeah, and he wasn't this, you know, remember how they were like, oh, this guy's a highly trained individual. Remember how I'd push back on that and go, you can't tell. He's just a shooter. You know, anybody can shoot a rifle. He's not highly trained. This guy is he was worse than any of them so far. He got the shot off and he did what he wanted to do. But in terms of minimizing him being caught, it was ridiculous. No, I don't know if they're putting people on timeout. Yeah, I mean, don't put anybody in timeout for having a different opinion. It's the people that come in and they're just saying stuff that's outrageously stupid, like terms of like, hey, it's the Swedish immigrants that are killing. You know, shut the hell up, man. I mean, what a dumb comment. Right. So then we got Bailey, Gene, and then we got K-Me. Bailey said, you're appreciated more than you know. Praying for Erica and Charlie's family. Thank you for clarifying everything for us. I'm praying for Erica and Charlie's family, both privately and politically. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. Well, thank you, Bailey. Bailey Jean FKR AKA Melanie 2. Man, that's a long name right there. K-Me, and then Victoria H, then Tara. She said, emailed me a couple things. And Miss Marple, the Broken Scout came in there, gifted 5 memberships. Sarah Y, K in Maine. And then Lil D, Cinnamon Sin Freak, Curtis, Wreckin' Crew West, DRP4, Summertime, Wildlife Lover, PJ, Gloria Batari, and then Obi-Man Dread gifted memberships, and then James Finnan at the end there. And I don't think we had any coffees or anything. That's wild. Let's see. Nope, not one. So, all right. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Kind of early in the morning for me. We'll see you guys later. Yes, you're still in timeout, Office Cat Ladies. I don't even know who you are. Never heard of you. So thank you very much. We'll see you guys later. And, as I always say, until next... And by the way, awesome. Great job, law enforcement. Very quickly apprehended this guy. Obviously, it was a big help having somebody in the family say something. But and that would have been really tough because he wasn't somebody local. He was really far away. So it kind of needed the public's help. But he was very identifiable in those images. So anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time. And we'll probably, I keep saying, be safe out there. But maybe later we'll do a, we'll have to come on and then see if there. I bet there'll be more information that comes out later that we can all put together. All right, that'd be cool. You're not the office cat ladies. You're not a paid member. I'm looking at your name and it doesn't. And by the way, somebody being a paid member in here has no bearing on whether or not they're timed out or not. Yeah, there's people in here that get free memberships from people, and they come in and they're absolute jackasses, intentionally to disrupt the show. In fact, they make themselves available for free memberships so that they can get the memberships and steal them virtually from other people who actually wanted a membership. All right? Yeah. Well, I don't know who you are, office cat ladies. I can see you. Everybody can see your comments. Yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead and cancel it. All right, see you later. Let's see. So I'm sure somebody else might take your place. I don't know who you are. Never heard of you in my life. Can you? Who is this person right here? What a lunatic! Jesus. Yeah, I don't know who you are. Okay. Oh, you're Kelsey Page. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of you. But yeah, if you want to. What was it that they said that they got timed out? Does anybody remember? Any moderators? What did they say? Yeah, so what did they say? Yeah, no, is that what your YouTube name is, though? I mean, what is your YouTube name? No, you're not in timeout. That's why we're talking to you. I can see you. You're wrong. I can see you right now. No, I'm sure it wasn't Maggie Carp, but Maggie Carp, you're about 2 minutes away from never being able to comment on here again. I hate your comments. They are ludicrous. They are never rational thoughts. They're just sort of... it's okay to have liberal comments. I don't give a damn in here. You can say what the hell you want to say, but if you come in here with intentionally trying to disrupt with false information, that's where there's an issue. Yeah, we can all see you, office cat ladies. Every single person. They've been reading all of your diatribe for the last 10 minutes. Okay? Right, we're trying to make it, so make yourself available, Mirav. I'm sure there's people that donate memberships. I'd say 90% go to normal people. Yeah, but there's trolls that make themselves available too. Right? No, I'm going to do what I want to do, K in name. Like I told you before, I'm not going to not say what I want to say anymore. I'm just going to say what I want to say. Okay, I'm going to get rid of you, office cat lady. See you later. I'm tired. I don't have time for you. You're disruptive to the show. All right. There you go. That is what she's saying. Office cat lady. Yeah, I know what she said. I know exactly what she said. It was really simple. I heard what she said, that her name was Kelsey Page. It was a paid membership. I wasn't the one that timed her out. I don't know what she said. She's in here disrupting the show like so many of you do, just like you, Incognition. Nobody asked you. It's really simple. We all understood what she was saying. Nobody was confused, other than you and her. You guys are just absolutely embarrassing. Unbelievable people. Yeah. Yeah, if she was posting that Trump was a fascist, you are going to be removed from the channel. All right? Because you are the problem. You are why there's violent people in the world. All right? You and nobody else. So if that is what she typed in, then I understand why you were removed, and I'm happy to have removed you. Doesn't everybody agree? Even if you're a liberal in here and a Democrat, don't you agree if they say that Trump is a fascist, that they should be removed from the channel? Because that means you're spreading the same information that creates the hate that so many nutjobs like yourself utilize to go kill somebody. You understand? I think it's disgusting to say stuff like that. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm not going to allow that. So if the moderators removed you for doing that, then I am absolutely happy with it. All right? Yeah, I'm gonna time Maggie Carp out for the next 30 minutes with all your comments being removed. Can't stand your behavior, your attitude, anything about you. But you're welcome to be here and make your crappy comments again, and we'll just time you out again, and then you can, you know. What happened since last night? Well, what happened since last night is the shooter was arrested. There you go. Yeah, if anybody comes in here and calls Trump a fascist or any other Republican a fascist or like Hitler or anything like that, you're going to be removed. Your comments are not welcome here saying that. That isn't something... Now, Charlie Kirk might debate you on something. Well, tell me how he's a fascist. Well, he did this. And then he'd say something back. It's not going to work for you, okay? It won't work on you. You're just a nut job, right? It might work on kids because they're young enough. You just missed... somebody was in here complaining about being timed out. They're a paid member and they're timed out. I should be able to call Trump a fascist if I'm a paid member. Jesus, I don't give... Listen, I really appreciate people who are channel members, right? But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't give you special... you give access to videos and you can use the emojis and shit. But it doesn't mean anything in terms of, like, you have special power to say whatever the hell you want to say now. It doesn't mean anything like that. I was sitting here watching the confusion of the confused. Let your egos go. See you later, Incognition. You'll never be chatting again. All right. These people. Everybody knew what she was saying. All right. Man, thank you for gifting those other 5 memberships. Hopefully somebody got one that needed one. All in tanks. We got Texas teacher. Different people. Look at that. Christine joined as an Oogla Boogla freak. All right. Very cool. Yeah. I'm just saying that. Don't you understand? I mean, I was just about out of here. I was just about gone. I wanted to take off. Go back to maybe take a nap for a little bit. But now I'm stuck. Because of the crazy people out there. Gray, I have the right to call him a fascist. You sure do, but you don't have a right to say it in here, because this channel here, I get to be a dictator of my own YouTube channel. And guess what? I'm going to remove you if you call Trump a fascist or a Nazi. Okay? And if you call anybody on the right a Nazi or a fascist, I'm removing you from the channel because it's you and people like you that turn into killers. Okay? You are the ones that create the killers out there. When you spread a lie, I'm misrepeating myself, but when you spread a lie that often, there's going to be somebody out there that's unhinged that's going to go, my God, everybody's saying this guy's a fascist. Why isn't somebody doing something about it? He's the next Hitler. We better do something. And they run out and they plan and plan and they end up killing somebody because of you. People just like you who make those statements. All right? And you're making those statements because you heard CNN tell you something and you heard MSNBC say it. And then you said, oh, look how much I know now. And now everybody's a fascist and a dictator. Aren't you sick of that? Everybody? Who isn't sick of what I just said? I mean, you see it every day. Turn into CNN for 5 minutes, and you get their stupid-ass hosts and pundits and whatever they get on there, and they say the same stuff, and they say, hey, dial down the rhetoric. And they go, hey, he needs to dial down the rhetoric. Remember January 6th? Jesus, you're going all the way back then? You guys are a joke. My God. And there wasn't even rhetoric there. He said for everybody to peacefully protest. It wasn't a great moment. Everybody knows that. But the only person killed by somebody in that event was actually one of the protesters. Don't even know the definition of the words they repeat. Yeah, they just sort of, they're like drone robots. They just kind of go, MSNBC. Let me see if I can find a voice in here. Let's see.
Testing, 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 testing,
Testing. Hi, I watch CNN. They said Trump is a fascist. Therefore, he's like Hitler. Somebody needs to remove somebody like Hitler. Hi. Yeah. Most of the kids in college now have no idea what happened January 6th. Yeah, I mean, January 6th was, it wasn't great at all, but it's nowhere near what people tried to make it seem like, okay? It was nice when news, it was a bad moment though, you know, you just, there's no way around it. It was nice when news was news and not opinionated. Remember that? Yeah, when they actually had reporters that didn't have a, what do you call, like an agenda, something like that.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Good evening, basketball fans, wherever you may be. Welcome again to NBA basketball around the Pacific Northwest, the West Coast, and across our satellite Trailblazer radio network.
Man, I should have been an announcer. What was the... Back in the day, yeah, it used to be like people would report on stuff. Now it's just completely biased. How can we look at this to paint somebody in the worst light possible? If it's a Republican, if it's a Democrat, let's spin what they say into the greatest thing in the world, like they did with Kamala Harris when she was running for president. She wouldn't speak to a soul, and they made it seem like, oh, she's just really, you know, dialed in. She's really out there meeting. Come on. Thanks for making us laugh. Yeah, I try to make people laugh sometimes. But, yeah. Well, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm going to see if I can get out of here now. Do you think I'll be able to get out of here? I'll come back on later this evening. We'll probably come back on around, like, we'll try to maybe do, like, well, I guess depending on breaking news. You know, like they could have a press conference that lays out the entire timeline. But, I mean, I think we've got, if you've been watching this channel, you've been way more dialed into the movements of the shooter this whole time. I mean, we've actually, from the first day, the first moment when I first went live, I thought that the shooter was on this platform right here. See where I have that pin? I thought he was right there. Turns out he was right there. Boy, I was so off. Okay, so he was on this one. And we verified that from 2 different camera angles. We knew that he was on that there. And then they started releasing other pieces of information. And now, yesterday, during a live stream, we looked at the TMZ surveillance footage. And in 5 minutes, probably my quickest map find, I found it. I saw that there was dirt in the background. I looked up in the air. I was kind of looking over there for a second. And then I kind of settled in. I go, okay, how about right there? Went down right here. And then, boom, these 2 homes are the ones in the surveillance camera. The camera's on this house. And then we were able to see that he's coming in. Then they released those photographs. Then they released the photographs, and one of them shows him going inside this tunnel right there. So that means he went in there, and then at the end, he doesn't ever go inside the building again after the shooting. So that means all the images that are out there are from inside the building on his way to the shooting. Right? Every image in there is associated with him going to the roof to shoot, because we know that he runs across the roof, jumps down, and leaves. So there you go, everybody. Hope you guys, you know, liked it over here watching that stuff, and we'll keep on putting the puzzle together as it comes out. I'm sure outlets will be getting more and more surveillance footage. I'm sure it'll be released out there. There's going to be a lot more information that we'll be able to put together in a complete timeline. But as of now, have you seen anybody else out there mention that he went through this tunnel right there? I mean, I think it's amazing that even today, people still haven't put that together. And if they have, they got it from over here. Because that was a really difficult find right there, that little entrance. Because I'm kind of looking in the buildings over here. Where do you go down the stairs? And somehow just stumbled upon that and went, there it is. Right? Because I think that's an interesting element that he went into. He got off the surface quickly and then was underneath. Yeah, so go watch the video that I put out earlier today, you guys, and then go share it with other people because that one has the timeline in it. You know, there's nothing really new. The stuff that he talked about today is stuff that's away from the timeline. It's kind of like, you know, other than he got there at 8:30 in the morning in a car, we don't know where that was. We don't have any of that surveillance. We don't have any of that information. So if you go watch that one, I think you'll find it pretty interesting, all right? So go check it out and then share that, and I would appreciate it, all right? So thank you again for watching, everybody. And thanks to everybody who helped support the channel during the live stream. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys later this evening. All right. So thanks again. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. I'm reading Lisa Valenzuela's comment. Finally, a case that really had tunnels. Yeah, because remember the Idaho 4 case? This clown with spider eyes, he said, hey, there's tunnels that go under the house. And it was completely bull crap. All right. Anyway, see you guys later.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. I'm gonna get you on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector. I don't know, it's gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. I don't mean to the spectre with a vector on his pector with a spectral. Just remember, conjecture. I have no agenda. I don't pretender. I'll say it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to reveal the true offender. Hey, what happened, Greg? What happened to the music? Yeah, I'll just get right back to work.
What in the hell are you doing, Mary Lou? The show was over and you're just singing la la la.
Gosh, Gray, I tried really hard. You're so mean, Gray.
Oh my God! Are you okay, Mary Lou? I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't I didn't mean to make you feel so sad.
Yeah, I'm fine, Gray. Good night, everybody.
It's not nighttime, but notice how you didn't keep crying? Wouldn't you normally, when people are crying, they go, ah, and then they wake up, whoa, they still kind of sound like that. You didn't sound like that. That means you were faking it.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Gray, I like getting you on that.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. All right. See you later. Wow. Are you imitating me, Mary Lou?
Yes, I am, Gray.